Hello everybody, I'm Dane Bora with Costa Mesa Television.
And I'm Steve Beasley, President and CEO of the OC Fair. We want to welcome you to another edition of At the Fair, and certainly as you can see around you today, we are at the fair.
And right now, Steve, we've got one full week of the fair and 2 weekends behind us. How's it been going so far?
Well, phenomenal. I mean, just look around you today. This is a typical day where people are out with families and strollers enjoying the fun. And you know, we're not even halfway through yet, so there is still a half of a fair in front of us to have fun, but certainly that is the order of the day today.
And the attendance numbers are through the roof?
Yeah, I look at the numbers and I think there must be a calculation error, but then I look around and see the crowds and I think, this is exactly right, because people are coming out this year multiple times to the fair, and I think are intending to do so right to the very end.
Well, you know, as people walk around the fair, you know, it's obvious that when the fair rolls to town, the setup with the carnival, the midway, the food stands, but obviously there's a whole lot more that goes into presenting the fair and getting it ready, and we get a look at that with this episode of Backstage with Steve.
Backstage with Steve.
Okay, here we are in probably one of the most important departments on the whole fairgrounds. This is called the Creative Services Department. And for all the rides and the games and the food and everything that is about the fair, presentation is high on our list as one of the most important things we do. So everything related to presentation of the fair comes out of this office right now. Let me show you a couple things. Everything that you see that may come to your house, that you may pick up at the store, that you may pick up at the fair, is generated right from here. The creative ideas come from this department and this staff. So everything that you see that looks beautiful is from here. Let's go in and I'll show you some of the things that are going on. First, you may have seen our concert ads come to you through the email or in the newspaper. They're generated right here from all the content that comes from our entertainment department. Our creative services department puts it together to generate those ads. Every week, by the way, we're sending out a brand new ad. We do signage for the Centennial Farm and the livestock exhibits. All that content is given to us by the department, and then we put together in here the creative layout of everything. You'll see there's all kinds of plotters and printers in here where the activity is going virtually 10 hours a day, 12 hours a day right before fair time. You'll see some projects from the past here that we've been particularly proud of. The Owl's Brain project, where all of this artwork was designed right here in this department and then generated as well here. So it's kind of a soup to nuts department. You see here the two screens where we can look simultaneously at what's going on and compare ads, and those are exactly what you see either on an email, on television, in the newspaper, etc. A lot of heavy machinery in here related to printing too. Plotters, vinyl cutters that makes the signs. So when you're walking around the fairgrounds and you see a beautiful banner or a wayfinding sign, it came right from this department to help you and your fair experience be better. Let's go down this way. There's a staff of about anywhere from 6 to 12 working in here on various things, including signage, cutting, and also this is the department that installs everything out on the fairgrounds too. Let's go right in here. I want to show you, this is really the artistic nerve center or the design center of the fair, but let me show you the more technical center. We'll go right through here. So now we just left the kind of the artistic design center. This is the more technical design center. For all of our master plan projects that get implemented, they're generated right here, all the way from specifications of buildings to every inch of the fairgrounds is plotted out in a CAD drawing, and we can look at that for changes that we might make, layouts that we may want to change related to fair, so it all happens right in here in terms of the technical aspects of the fair. Let me show you right behind us one other thing that's really interesting. This is our server room, and this is really the brain center for the whole fairgrounds in terms of technology. Chances are pretty good that if you've ever written us an email before on any topic, it's somewhere right in that machine right there. So our server is really the brain center to the whole fairgrounds. Now, let me take you one more place that no one sees, and probably because of the name of the place. I want to take you into the IT dungeon, if you will. So let's go right around the corner into the dungeon. We saw the artistic design, we saw the technical design. Now, really, here's where the really good stuff happens, right here. So now this little room right here is where we repair, fix, and upgrade all of our IT materials and hard drives. We do it all on site. We may send things out every once in a while, but really this is the repair shop for the IT that services all the fairgrounds. We have more than 300 computers on the grounds that service various functions and staff and all. So this is where it all comes back to if it needs to get repaired or things need to happen related to upgrading software or hardware. This is our dungeon. So you'll never see this anywhere else except right here. All right, we've taken a tour on one of the most interesting parts of the whole fairgrounds, and that is the Creative Services Department that really, from all the way from presentation to information technology, runs the fairgrounds. So next week, we're going to go from the dungeon into one of the other most interesting operations on the ground, and we're going to go backstage with Chicken Charlie to watch the deep fryers in full operation. We'll see what he's deep frying and serving to everybody. So join us next week for Backstage with Steve.
Backstage with Steve. Well, it was nice of the folks in Creative Services to let us into their world, but I guess when the boss knocks on the door and comes in, they don't have much of a choice, do they?
Listen, those people are pure professionals. You can just see as you look around the fair that everything they do exudes excellence.
And I think a really neat thing that you guys are doing for next year's fair is a design contest for next year's theme, which will then work with Creative Services.
Yeah, in fact, Creative Services would like to enlist one of you to be part of their team. We have a design contest around the theme, Home Sweet Home. If you go on our website and type that in, you can look at all the rules for the design contest, and we want you to put your best foot forward artwork-wise and be part of the Creative Services team that presents Home Sweet Home for the 2012 fair.
Well, that'll help get people excited for next year's fair, but obviously there's so much going on here at the 2011 OC Fair. Let's take a look and see what's on tap this week at the fair. The summer concert series continues following last week's sold-out shows and record-breaking attendance figures with another great lineup in the Pacific Amphitheater. Remember, your ticket to the concert includes free fair admission on the day of the show. In the hangar, it's another week of tributes to some of the all-time greatest bands, including Queen, Journey, and Led Zeppelin. And in the action sports arena, it's a dog's life to start and finish the week as Man's Best Friend entertains the crowd, and on Friday and Saturday, hop on over for Pogo Palooza, the annual World Championship of Extreme Pogo. The second installment of the Chef Series features Carla Hall, a two-time finalist on Bravo Network's Top Chef. And of course, promotions continue daily. The We Care Wednesday promo is a book drive from noon to 4 p.m. One free admission and one carnival ride per person with the donation of one new or 3 gently used children's books. There's also the ever-popular midweek carnival promotions and the 2011 Super Pass. Every week at the OC Fair is jam-packed with entertainment opportunities, but I know this particular week there is one show, one attraction in particular that you're looking forward to.
Yeah, and this is a first-time attraction ever at the fair. It's never been here before. It's an extreme sports called Pogo Palooza, and these athletes do just about everything you can imagine on a pogo stick, flips, turns, everything. You gotta see Pogo Palooza.
It's hard for me to imagine anything other than just trying to go up and down more than 3 or 4 times without falling over.
No, these ladies and gentlemen do spectacular things just using a pogo stick.
Well, Steve, we're almost out of time for this episode of At the Fair, but before we go and say goodbye, is there anything you can think of that we should do while we're here?
Yeah, one more thing, just one more thing. Let's go right over here, okay? Okay, Dane, we're at one of my favorite places, and I wanted you to experience this with me. We're at the chair massage booth, okay?
This was a good decision, Steve.
Okay, well, we're gonna do this right now, and then we'll see you next week
at the fair.